We're coming down the home stretch on the road to WAC Vegas as Coach Pope and his crew look to steal the thunder from Dan Marley's Lopes of GCU. Tonight, the battle of the number 2 seed comes to Orem. It's GCU and UVU, and it's next on UVU TV. Welcome to Orem, Utah, just south of Salt Lake City on the campus of Utah Valley University, the UCCU Center to be exact, where the Grand Canyon Lopes coming in to take on the Utah Valley Wolverines. The battle for second place, the number 2 seed heading into the Western Athletic Conference Championships next week in Las Vegas is up for grabs tonight. Hello everybody, thank you for letting us be a part of your evening here on UVU TV and the WAC Sports Digital Network. Brandon Crow alongside my partner in crime, Holton Hunsaker. Holton, it's been a little bit of a different path for both of these teams, but yet here we are towards the end of the season, both at the same exact record, looking for that number 2 seed heading into that conference tournament next week.
And these are always fun games to be a part of. The Grand Canyon, Utah Valley almost kind of coming into a rivalry of its own, and it seems like each one of these games that these guys meet mean a lot. And this one going into the conference tournament, trying to set the seeding and everything going into the tournament, is a big game tonight for both sides.
Absolutely. Utah Valley has had a lot of momentum this season. Again, later on in the season, but here we have it. Both teams tied up at the same record, looking for that number 2 seed heading into conference tournament. And you noticed, and you mentioned earlier, Holt, that nothing is more important at this stage than momentum heading into that conference tournament.
It's really going to send a message tonight to the whole rest of the league, you know, who are the top teams to go after into the tournament. And then it just sets the confidence and tone for yourselves going into the tournament and what you're trying to expect, or what you expect to accomplish.
Speaking of confidence and momentum, Utah Valley has had no shortage of that whatsoever, especially when it comes to that guy right there, number 2, Jake Toulson, one of the most efficient players not only in the country, but specifically in this Western Athletic Conference. He is in the top 3 in various offensive categories for the WAC.
He is extremely confident, and it's a quiet confidence at times. Unless he hits a couple of threes in a row, then he's going to let you know, but a quiet confidence which you need as a leader, and that's what all these guys lean on when the game's going, you know, maybe not in their favor. They lean on Jake for his poise and confidence to kind of settle them back down.
One of the players candidates for Player of the Year, and Michael Finke has been no shortage of electric for Grand Canyon. Last 2 games alone, averaging 32 points per game, 67 field goal percentage. I mean, he has been the WAC Player of the Week 2 out of the last 3 weeks. He has just been red hot lately.
And you can see why. He's 6'6", and that shot release is so high. So if he gets hot, it's hard to guard him. And so the Wolverines are really going to have to guard him early on the perimeter and not let him make his first few baskets to get feeling good about himself.
Again, tip-off is next, but you better get your popcorn, come right back, and get ready to buckle up, because it's going to be a hot one here in the UCCU Center tonight. And we'll be right back with more on UVU TV.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Sports fans, Utah Valley, Grand Canyon, both vying for the sole possession of the number 2 seed heading into the Western Athletic Conference tournament next week. What more could you ask for? Starting lineups for Utah Valley: Isaiah White, of course, Jake Toulson, Mr. Reliable, Ben DeQuassa, Connor Toulson, and Big Bailey Steele. Sure enough, things in the post. For the purple and white, Grand Canyon, starting lineup: Laver, Milstead, Johnson, Freyer, and Finke. Better get used to hearing those names, ladies and gentlemen, because this game is going to be highly contained with offense. Utah Valley is looking for just their 4th win against the Grand Canyon Lopes since 2014 alone, and their first win at home since last year. Utah Valley lost to Grand Canyon 2 times out of the 3 last year. Coach Pope wants more than just a statement win tonight. He wants momentum heading into that Western Athletic Conference tournament next week. And Coach Marley wants nothing more than to bring down his Thunder and disrupt that Utah Valley swagger that they have here at home. Grand Canyon is going with their road black and purple, and then Utah Valley is in their customary home white with the green trim. Looks like Bailey Steele and Oscar Freyer we'll see at the tip-off. Pause for dramatic effects. Bailey Steele wins the opening tip for Utah Valley. And again, these 2 teams have not met in conference play this year since the beginning of conference play in early January. And they are 2 completely different teams. That was a poor turnover to start the game off for Utah Valley.
Yeah, and a rare decision there by Bailey Steele to give up the ball when he's so close to the rim. And, you know, Coach Pope loves his big guys to be aggressive, and between Ben Naquassa and TJ Washington, they are very good at passing the ball around the post. And right off the bat, Lever gets the first one to go. And the matchups that I'm really curious about are the big men, because Bailey Steele, Richard Howard, they're going to be forced to come out and play from the perimeters. As you mentioned, it's going to be a lot of scoring tonight, and a lot of threes are going to be shot. I'm sure we're going to see a lot go down as well.
So both teams exchange 3-pointers back-to-back. And Laver's going to step back again. He's going to risk. Good rebound by the Lopes nonetheless. Milstead stops, pops from the elbow. Bailey Steele with one hand corralled gets that rebound. And here's Jake Toulson. Jake Toulson going to keep it himself, go in the corner. Jake Toulson, corner pocket, and he's got his 3 fingers up to the crowd already, trying to get this crowd involved.
And you can see everyone in those dark jerseys kind of just put their heads down and think it might be a long night if that's how it's going to start for the Wolverines, going 2 for 2 from 3, and one of those coming from Jake.
Beautiful elevation from Freyer. Missed the initial, came right back up to get his own putback. Here comes Connor Toulson, smothered by some black jerseys. Connor Toulson with the fadeaway, trying to get the kiss off the glass. Laver with the rebound. Milstead. Johnson. Step back 3-pointer of his own. This one shanks off. Jake Toulson was one of the key players to look out for Utah Valley. Again, step back, saw just a couple inches of space. It's all he needs to put that shot up.
You can see Freyer just sit back. He's watched film. He's played against those handoffs over and over again, and we're going to see a number of them tonight. And Jake does a good job of mixing it up of what he does coming off of those. And a nice find there off a ball screen by Bailey Steele.
That was one thing that was lacking the last time these 2 teams met, was Utah Valley's post presence. And since they have regained another big man in Richard Harward. Laver misses. Jake Toulson with the rebound. Jake Toulson again. You're seeing his name. You're seeing him and hearing his name being called all over in these different positions. Rebounding, assists, scoring. And that's exactly what he does for this team. 19 on the clock for Utah Valley. Coach Pope jumping around, trying to get his team in motion. Connor Toulson with the step back. Yes! Very quick start for Utah Valley. 11-5, Wolverines on top of the Lopes. 16:45 to play in the first frame. Nice solid drive, missed. Rebounded by the Wolverines. Naquassa past the timeline. Naquassa sees a crease, explodes to the cup. Misses. Rebounded by Finke. And here come the Lopes. In transition now, 3-pointer. And that one misses. Steele again with the rebound. Up to Naquassa. Lots of black jerseys. Naquassa waits for his teammates. Toulson thought about it. Floater in the lane. A little too strong. His own punch back. Ryan Toulson gets his own rebound. 13-5, Utah Valley. This time pass gives way for Utah Valley in transition. Jake Toulson. Miraculous shot by Jake Toulson. Somehow got that one to fall. I had to wait there for a hesitation to get the right call. But they're indeed going to give that to Jake Toulson when we return from the break. My, oh my. Jake Toulson doing whatever it takes. Draws the foul on Finke and says, hey, why don't I throw it up and in? We'll be right back with more on UVU TV.
Adrenaline, passion, triumph. Moments that'll never be forgotten. The 2019 WAC basketball tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 13th through the 16th. Be a part of the madness. Get your tickets now at 801-863-7474 or at gouvu.com.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it. Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com.
You've got to come and see us in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
You see Coach Pope talking with his crew right now on the bench. 7-0 run to start out this game over the last minute and 43 seconds. 13-2 over the last 3.5 minutes. All-time results between these teams, like I said before, Grand Canyon leads 9-4, and Utah Valley is looking for their first win since last year here at home in Orem. The Utah Valley played Grand Canyon 3 times. Grand Canyon got the best of Utah Valley twice last year, including once in the semifinals in the conference.
I've never lost to Grand Canyon, so don't look over at me. No, again, Grand Canyon is a school that continues to grow. They have so many resources with the stadium and the unbelievable crowds that they get. They attract a lot of great talent, obviously, with the legendary Coach Marley and what he did for the Phoenix Suns, what kind of staff he brings around. And so it's a tough team to play. And it's a tough place to go play at down there in Phoenix.
Jake Toulson now with 6 points. Grand Canyon trying to respond. So far they've come up short just like that shot. The first 5 minutes of this game.
I just don't know if they can keep up with the Wolverines' energy. I mean, this is out of the number of games that you and I have called together. The energy that the Wolverines have brought tonight has been unmatched, and that energy and the crowd behind them, and then the shooting as well. Again, all the right guys making shots, and the last thing we wanted is the whistle to get in the way of this momentum of energy. I think they were just trying to get the clock figured out.
Yeah, it seems about right. Shaved a couple seconds off the clock. But Big Richard Harwood checks in for the first time. Jake Toulson coming off a screen. Calls in Wyatt Lowell as well. TJ Washington. Inlet. Big Richard Harwood looking for some help. Gives way to Jake Toulson. Jake Toulson cross-court pass. Connor Toulson mid-range jumper. That one rims out. Grand Canyon trying to push it up with a little bit more pace. Johnson steps into a 3, and he buries it. You mentioned keeping up with Utah Valley's pace. I'm questioning whether or not Utah Valley can keep up with their own pace going here in this first half.
And that's a great question, because a lot of times you can fall in love with that three-point jumper, but when you can shoot wide open threes or easy shots, the Wolverines have shown that they have a number of guys that can hit from the perimeter and a deep bench that can hit from the perimeter as well.
Good follow through for Grand Canyon. Second chance opportunity. Rims off. Jake Toulson gets up after a nasty screen. Here's TJ Washington. Toulson steps into another three-pointer. Tres Leches for Jake Toulson. 22-8. I mean, are you serious right now? I don't think anybody expected this one in the first 6 minutes to be this score.
Oregon, of course, 65 points in the first half at this pace, but again, it's a game of runs, and everyone expects and waits for good teams and when they're going to pick their spots and make their runs. And we're going to get a block call here, and that'll send Carlos Johnson to the free throw line.
Get another look at Jake Toulson. Sweet stroke, nice rotation, nothing but nylon. And Johnson makes his first free throw. Junior guard from Centralia, Illinois. Johnson makes the second. Johnson and Finke became the first pair of GCU teammates to score 25-plus points in a game since Josh Braun and Grandy Glaze versus Benedictine in February of 2016, just a couple days ago for Grand Canyon, as Utah Valley has a turnover. Carlos Johnson has been another electric force for this Grand Canyon team. We've got a lot of athletes, a lot of big-time players in this black and purple. They look like a bruise out there, and they can definitely bruise you in more ways than one. Travel's called against Johnson. TJ Washington getting the ball right back up the court for Utah Valley, wasting no time here in this first half. Isaiah White inlet to Richard Harward. Harward struggling at the elbow. Washington down low to number 55, slam dunk, Richard Harward.
I think TJ Washington got the entire stadium with that look away and then dumped down to Hayward there. That was a nice pass there by TJ Washington.
Floater on the other end for Grand Canyon. Laver. Molto bene, paisano. Got a lot of international flavor here in this game. Laver, the pride of Italy. 24-12. An illegal screen set by Richard Harward. Again, beautiful pass by TJ Washington. And Richard Harward with a composed finish.
Again, you made the comment last week, if Richard was getting a dunk in any game, we would be going crazy, and that's just shown his progression this season.
And there he is on the other end getting a rebound. TJ Washington. A little fancy dribble, maybe a little bit too fancy, as he ends up losing the ball. Grand Canyon got a man down. Finke. Richard Harward comes back. Harward with the hard foul, not allowing any baskets. Gets a quick second foul within about a minute. Finke going right at him. And Harward challenging him too.
Again, right now they're telling all the big guys, if you stay vertical, you can jump with them at the rim and take contact. And I thought Richard did a great job of staying vertical and got a hand on that one. That was a tough call as he picks up his second.
Steele checks back in for Richard Harward. Connor Toulson checks out. Ben DeQuassa checks in along with Jake Toulson. And Wyatt Lowell will take a seat as well. Finke, as we mentioned, again, the WAC Player of the Week for the week of February 24th to March 3rd. He averaged 32 points and nearly 70% shooting percentage from the floor. And he has been a huge spark plug and a heartbeat to this Grand Canyon squad. Wyatt Lowell already hit a three before. Got lucky on that one, dribbled it off his shoe, but it bounced off of a low poof.
Yeah, and there are times when Wyatt gets indecisive with what he's going to do. That time, little shot fake, and I thought maybe he should have went ahead and taken that first look, because that is what Wyatt's value brings to the team. He's a terrific shooter with size, and he can help move that scoreboard, and if he can get a few to go.
Got a whistle away from the ball. This one looks like it's going to go against Carlos Johnson. That'll be his first personal foul, so that foul against Johnson will take us to a break. Utah Valley on top by 10. We'll be back with more on UVU TV.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Eyes on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garf Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garf Volkswagen. We hear you.
Right now, the Green Men gang and the Spirit Squad, the band, trying to continue to keep this electricity high here in the UCCU Center for Utah Valley and their fans. 24-10, big lead over Grand Canyon. And again, Utah Valley trying to lock in that second seed, but they just continue to exceed expectations. A second straight year we've had 20-plus wins, and it's the first time that's been done in program history. And Coach Pope has done a magnificent job with his staff, getting these players in here and really soaking out as much from his players as he can in his system. Right now, Jake Toulson leading all scorers with 9 points, 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from downtown. Ben DeQuassa with 3, White Lowell with 3, Bailey Steele with 2. And for Grand Canyon, Johnson with 5, Laver with 5, and Finke with 2. Bailey Steele, fresh legs. And they're going to call an offensive foul against Jake Toulson. So Utah Valley shot out of the cannon. Got out to a big lead, but so far Grand Canyon has been chipping away at that lead and coming back. That doesn't help, but Bailey Steele gets the rebound for Utah Valley, and here comes Ben DeQuassa with a burst of speed, stops at the three-point line behind the back pass to Jake Toulson. And they're going to pull it back for a reset. Cross-court pass. Connor Toulson with the man in his face, rims off.
And those are the types of shots. Not that wasn't a good shot for Connor Toulson. We've seen him hit a number of those, but you know, those are shots that are a little early in the shot clock when you've made a couple threes that you start to fall in love with and think everything's going to continue to go well. As we get another turnover here by Grand Canyon. That's the third turnover by Grand Canyon, which has led to already 5 fast break points for the Wolverines in this one.
Utah Valley's had 3 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes. Ben DeQuassa with the floater. Bailey Steele thought about grabbing it, but didn't know if it was going to go in. Isaiah White had possession, but stepped out of bounds. Make that 4 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes for Utah Valley. Utah Valley has not scored an offensive bucket in the last 2.5 minutes.
After what seemed like there wasn't 2.5 seconds that went by without a shot going up or some point being made. And, you know, both teams kind of figuring each other out now at this point. And things have slowed down as everyone's come a little bit more settled.
CJ, as they call him, blows by Connor Toulson to get that layup. 24-16. Again, Grand Canyon still chirping away. DeQuassa finds a crease, gets fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line. Nikwasa just saw a crease, used that burst of speed to get past a couple defenders, and Grand Canyon just a little bit slow on the defensive side getting back. Nikwasa sinks the first free throw. Nikwasa been averaging about 9 points per game, along with about 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Hasn't gotten to the free throw line necessarily too often. He makes both of those. Extends that Utah Valley lead back to 10.
You know, another thing that Ben and TJ have improved upon, and you and I kind of talked a little bit in your coaches show last week, was they've cut down the turnovers. They've done a great job of taking care of the basketball and really kind of becoming the leaders from the point guard position on the team that Coach Pope has needed and is so important this late in the season.
Big size mismatch. Finke against Isaiah White. That is just dirty.
That was dirty Dirk. That's exactly right. That was Dirk Nowitzki's shot. That's tough. Is all 6'10". Hard to get his shot in the hand up for him.
Isaiah White steps into a three-pointer. Rims off. No white shirts in the key at all. An easy rebound for Grand Canyon. Step back. Rims off. Nikwasa with the rebound. Connor Toulson. Now Jake Toulson. Jake Toulson's been a little bit quiet ever since that hot start. 15 on the shot clock. Toulson takes his time, gives away to Ben Nikwasa. Ben Nikwasa for three.
That is already the 6th three-point shot that they've made in this ball game. And that miss by Connor Toulson was the only miss of the game as well. So 6 of 7 already from the three-point line. Is, you know, they've been training 2s and 3s all game, and it's been tough for Grand Canyon. As Jake with a little team heat check, nearly the logo on that one.
Isaiah White gets the ball back, puts it almost up and in. Bailey Steele misses the rebound. What a crazy sequence that was. Nice drive. Looks like Connor Toulson going to get called for the foul, even though he thought he had all ball. You hear the Boo Birds coming out in the UCCU Center. Connor Toulson pleading his case. Again, there's that dirty Dirk move by Finke. Milstead misses this first free throw, comes up short. And look who we have coming in. Lots of claps coming into the game for the first time in well over 2 months, almost 3 months. It's been is Connor McDougal. Milstead makes second free throw. And we'll see how big C-Mac, number 15, does in his first official minutes of action since his hand injury. They give the ball right back to him. TJ Washington, they're going to call him for a travel. I like the idea.
Get him acclimated quickly. I mean, that injury for Connor McDougal came at such a rough time for him personally. He had just set what I think was a university record of a perfect 12 of 12 or 13 of 13 game. And it was really coming on for himself individually. It was such a big part of the team, and you know, great to see him healthy and back on the court tonight.
Nice move on the baseline. Laver showing off some skill. And here we look at the score now. Grand Canyon only within 6. Jake Toulson back against the defense. Double teamed, one-handed floater. McDougal gets a hand on it, ultimately comes away to Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon has an opportunity to bring this to a one-possession game. And Utah Valley led as much as 22-8. 14 on the shot clock. Nice drive. Reverse layup misses. And I was screened by Coach Pope. I wasn't able to see exactly what the call was. There's the reverse layup denial. And there's the battle for it. There's the tip. We'll try and figure this one out when we come back right here on UVU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
I decided to go to college to further my education and define my purpose in the world and be a part of something much bigger than myself.
I wanted to set up the best possible future for myself, both academically and athletically. I try to learn from everyone, whether that be professors, my teammates, or other student athletes.
I try to see everyone as an opportunity to learn. Everyone has a story to tell, and I think there's a moral and something you can learn from it.
I believe some of the confusion coming out of that timeout was that the baseline official had signaled initially that it was Utah Valley basketball. Then I think he tried to make a change and saying that it was Grand Canyon basketball, which sent the Utah Valley coaching staff and the fans in that area on their feet and into a mood of displeasure. But then the official from the other side came over and made the correction. So it is now officially Utah Valley basketball on the baseline. And Utah Valley again holding on to that 6-point lead, which we've seen just slowly deteriorate here.
And it hasn't really been anything flashy that Grand Canyon has done, or they've thrown in a lot of threes in the last couple minutes. They've just continued to execute their offense and kind of grind out each possession on the offensive end, and they've slowly kind of wear down the Wolverine defense.
Utah Valley's one of its last 7. TJ Washington with another turnover. And there's the finish on the other end by Grand Canyon and Milstead. 29-25, 4-point game. Grand Canyon's been on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Jake Toulson inlet pass to Connor McDougal. Count it! C-Mac in his first official touch because the travel negated the other one. Continues his success, perfection. Nice inlet pass by Jake Toulson. The big tight end, Connor McDougal, finishing at the rack.
Yeah, great concentration. You can watch his eyes in his head as 2 guys jump past him, and he's still able to finish at the rim. You can see the excitement on his face to feel really to be back into it.
And Connor McDougal still has that sweet stroke from the charity stripe. Puts the Utah Valley lead back up, now 32-25. Jake Toulson takes a break. Let's see how Grand Canyon capitalizes on that. Beautiful in that pass. Nice soft hands in the post for the finish with Laver.
Terrifically drawn up play by Coach Marley, and even the play before by Coach Pope to call this slip screen out of that last time out. Both coaches drawing up a couple buckets there on that one.
Oh my goodness! The pass from McDougal, the finish from White. What more do you want? Look at this pass. Connor McDougal bounce past Isaiah White with the strength to finish and the flex to follow. That was silky.
And that, again, is another facet of Connor's game that, you know, not necessarily that they've missed, because both Bailey and Richard can make passes out of the paint, but you know, that's a pretty special pass there with so much congestion and so many hands in the way.
McDougal now trying to play defense. Good ball movement now for the Lopes. Wide open three-pointer misses. Wyatt Lowe with the rebound. 34-27. Utah Valley on top. 6 minutes exactly left to play in the first frame. Finke and Johnson set to check in for Grand Canyon in that pass. Connor McDougal, nice footwork. Counted again! 3-point play opportunity for McDougal. Another in that pass. McDougal, nice pump fake, gets the contact. Great concentration with that right hand to follow off the glass. And look at that attitude, that swag. The C-Mac swag is back. Misses that finish at the free throw line. Quick 5 points for Connor McDougal. 36-27. Johnson now top of the key for Grand Canyon. Inlet pass, McDougal. Kicks it back out, Milstead now, steps into a three, shanks it, low to Washington. Numbers for Utah Valley, Washington. Strong left-hand finish. Woo! Finke with the exclamation point.
That was a nasty shot fake there on the perimeter that ultimately dropped Connor McDougal. Almost get another tough finish there by Ben Nequasin.
Here comes the tempo. Right back where the game started. Nice ball fake by Laver, good dish. Ball movement all throughout Grand Canyon corner. And there's a three-pointer from CJ.
This is what makes good teams fun to be around and fun to watch, is the runs that they keep taking punches back at each other and one won't give up.
Here comes TJ Washington driving again with that left-handed finish. Then Grand Canyon comes right back down the court. Carlos Johnson in the corner right in front of the Utah Valley bench. Nails a three to bring the Utah Valley lead only to 6, I beg your pardon. So you saw Connor McDougal with his swag, and then that man right there, Mr. Finke, number 43, said, don't forget about me. I can get you with the Dirty Dirk fadeaway, and I can also get you with the reverse one-handed jam.
These next 4 minutes are going to be really probably set the tone for the rest of this ball game as Grand Canyon continues to flirt with almost coming back into the game and then almost taking themselves completely out of it. And if they can cut this lead down to a single bucket or even tie it going into the half, we're going to be in for a fun rest of the way.
I told y'all to get your popcorn ready. There's Ben Nequasin. He misses. And here's where Grand Canyon can be very lethal. Just like you said, get their opponents in maybe a little bit of a vulnerable position trying to do too much. Let's see what Coach Marley's squad has drawn up over the last 4 minutes. Finke trying to set a screen. Finke thought about the three, gathers his footing. Good pestering defense. Forces that shot off, misses. Here comes Ben Nequasin, Utah Valley. Nequasin, Stutterstead going baseline now. Trapped, kick out to Connor Toulson. Connor Toulson takes his time. Lob inlet to Bailey Steele. This one tipped away.
That was just terrific defense right there by Matt Jackson and not giving up on the play as Bailey almost had himself set up for another dunk, but Jackson able to get a hand in there.
Again, good ball movement by the Lopes, trying to find the best shot. A nice save opportunity by CJ gives way to Utah Valley. Connor Toulson in transition. Yes! 41-32 Utah Valley. 3 minutes left to play in the first frame. Nice drive. And Milstead right now continuing to keep his team in the game. 7 points from the sophomore from Oakland. 15 on the clock for Utah Valley. Jake Toulson trying to find his shot. Single digits on the shot clock now. Trapped in the corner is Toulson. Gives way to Naquasa. Naquasa with 4, with 3, with 2. Toulson, desperation shot, got it off. Rimmed off. And they're going to call Bailey Steele for the foul from behind. A big Grand Canyon basketball when we return. Connor Toulson stepping into a big three-pointer for the Wolverines in transition. Helps give them the 41-34 cushion with a little over 2 minutes left to play in this first half.
Adrenaline, passion, triumph. Moments that'll never be forgotten. The 2019 WAC basketball tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 13th through the 16th. Be a part of the madness. Get your tickets now at 801-863-7474 or at gouvu.com.
Jake Toulson right now has 9 points for Utah Valley, still leading all scorers, 3 of 6 from the floor. And he is doing something right now with his career that not anybody else is doing. Jake Toulson right now is the only player in the country that has played in 20 or more games while shooting better than 55% from the field and 45% from three-point range and even 85% from the free throw line.
He better get invited to the national three-point competition or something that they do at the end of the year. Those are amazing statistics. Jake's a terrific shooter, and he's not just doing it, 3 or 4 shots a night. I mean, this is the go-to guy, and when your go-to guy and arguably the best player in the WAC can shoot at that caliber, it's pretty amazing.
Said this all throughout the season. We'll continue to do so until it comes to fruition. But when I got that preseason media poll, I put his name down for that player of the year. Plain simple. Step back three-pointer. Milstead again. With that three-pointer now ties Carlos Johnson. Both have 10 points apiece for Grand Canyon. 41-37. Lopes only trail by 4. Bailey Steele gives way to TJ Washington. Back to Steele again. Errant pass, gives way to the Lopes. Milstead stops and pops from the elbow, gets the roll. Milstead with 5 straight points for the Lopes. 12 total for him. Only a 2-point ball game. $1:20 to play in the first half. Jake Toulson. An offensive foul on Bailey Steele away from the ball.
We mentioned before, everything is about momentum, and that's across the board. Everybody in the gym can kind of feel the momentum going to Grand Canyon, and that includes the officials. That's a tough call to argue with, as we saw the replay there. He extended that left elbow just enough, and that happened right in front of the official there. Coach Pope getting after the official. You got to be careful on that end too, because when you single out official from the other side of the court, you can get under his skin, and more importantly, that shot almost gave Grand Canyon their first lead of the game.
Naquasa. Somehow Isaiah White was able to save that, keep it in play. Under 50 seconds to play, Connor McDougall's going to go to work against Finke. This one's stripped away. And Connor McDougall gets it right back for Utah Valley. Heads up basketball play coming from behind against Finke. 26 on the shot clock, 34 on the game clock. Just about a little more than 11 seconds difference. Jake Toolson being double teamed. Nice give and go. Reverse layup for Toolson.
That was again, that was a terrific pass there by Connor McDougal. Great awareness by him to understand where people are positioning on the court. As we get a quick timeout here by Coach Marley.
That pass was almost like he used telepathy. He knew exactly what Jake Toolson was going to do. Textbook finish. And Jake Toolson with 11 points, first Wolverine in double figures tonight with that. (43-39) right now, Utah Valley on top as Grand Canyon takes a quick timeout to think things over, try and design and set up this last shot. If you're Coach Marley, your hot hand has been Milstead right now, but you know that any single player that you have in those black and purple jerseys can make a shot.
Yeah, I won't be surprised to see a little two-man game going between Milstead and Finke. See a high ball screen and see if they try to do a quick pick and pop to get him open for a three at the top of the key. Wolverines actually come out in a 2-3 zone to try and mix it up going into the half and see what Coach Marley has for him.
There's a step back three-pointer. This one comes up short. Utah Valley still has some time. Jake Toolson, Connor Toolson. Three-pointer. They're going to call a travel on Connor Toolson. And Connor Toolson disagrees. So with 0.9 seconds on the clock, hey, my man D. Fisher made it happen to 0.4. There's the heave, counts if it goes, does not. And Utah Valley will head to the locker room with a 43-39 lead. What a wild first half that was.
You got to think those guys in the black and purple kind of brush the sweat off their brow and say, whew, after that one, as we got
Alexa O'Neill, who's got Coach Pope right before the locker room. Take it away, Alexa.
Coach, your guys played a tough first half. Can we get your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm proud of my guys' effort on the glass. It's been great. That's a huge emphasis for us, is rebounding the ball. We started the game with great pace and got slowed down a little bit, so we need to keep bringing pace to the game. But the best thing is having this great crowd here in March. There's no better thing than March basketball. Let's get a win tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Alexa. You heard from Coach Pope, rebounding was a big emphasis coming into this game. See what he dials up at halftime. Same thing on the other side. See what Coach Marley dials up. It was electric in the first half. The intensity can only get boosted up in the second half. We'll take a break and be right back after this on UVU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's one death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get.
Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
To do it with the real jazz players, so that was a cool experience.
It was awesome. Just a lot of positive energy in this building with these kids here, and having to do math and then get out here and exercise it physically, that's really challenging. I had a blast.
As all organizations that see STEM as very important, we see that science, technology, engineering, and math are huge for our upcoming future of children that we have, and we'd like to do everything we can to help these students.
I like math a lot. You use it all the time, and it's just really important.
I think it's just all around, like, it's important, and it helps you in your everyday life and education.
Advice I could give to those kids was, just take things one day at a time and put your best foot forward in everything that you do. 20 years from now, you never know who's next to you, and it's going to be the best doctor, the best basketball player, football player. If you just continue to strive for little wins and achieving your big goals, everything will be great.
Hi, my name is Brady, and today we're here with local high school students taking a behind-the-scenes tour of the newly renovated Vivint Smart Home Arena. What we're doing today is we're giving these STEM students an opportunity to pursue an engaged learning experience at Utah Valley University.
I like the renovations that we've seen and how the Vivint Center's changed from then to now.
My favorite part of the tour is just watching that truck have to go. That's what I found interesting.
The Utah Jazz Organization loves to work with kids. They are our future. We love to work with them on different programs, whether it's math, technology, engineering, reading. It's just important for these kids to come and participate and see what it's like out in the real world, what jobs are like, and see firsthand what's out there for them.
What interests me about engineering is how many options you have to go into careers.
In the future, I'd like to be working somewhere like NASA or Boeing or SpaceX.
I personally think engineering could change the world because they're coming out with so many new technology, just everything changing.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Eyes on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Kengar Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University Athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Kengar Volkswagen. We hear you.
There is so much to celebrate in life, from the smallest of hands to the victories of youth and precious occasions with family and friends, sharing unforgettable moments. Continue accomplishing your goals and celebrate success at Utah Valley University. Apply by August 1st for fall semester.
Some of the little ones enjoyed the action in that first half. Utah Valley on top, 43-39 over the Lopes of Grand Canyon University. Thank you for letting us be a part of your evening tonight on the WAC Sports Digital Network and on UVU TV. Brandon Crow alongside Holden Hunsaker. And Holden, Utah Valley got off to an electric start, especially from distance. It seemed like almost anybody that touched the ball was making a shot from three-point land. They finished that first half 7 of 12 from three, but that's how they got their rhythm going.
Yeah, they shot 58% from three, 55% from the field, and really it was Milstead for Grand Canyon that really changed the tide and brought some calmness to his team, and through his leadership at the point guard position, he finished with 12 points to end that first half and really was the one that was stable and able to work the offense for Grand Canyon.
President Tumina is always enjoying and supporting. We'll be right back with the second half and tip-off right after this on UVU TV and the WAC Sports Digital Network.
Adrenaline, passion, triumph. Moments that'll never be forgotten. The 2019 WAC basketball tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, March 13th through the 16th. Be a part of the madness. Get your tickets now at 801-863-7474 or at gouvu.com.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
Before you even think about buying a new truck or SUV, you've got to check out MurdochChev.com. You'll be glad you did.
We've got huge discounts on all 2018 models, and you're going to love the 2019 Silverado. Only at Murdoch Chevrolet in Logan and Woods Cross. You've got to come and see us.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's one death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
Fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests, from DNA analysis to animal behavior, there is a place for you at UVU. A place to rise, to engage, to succeed, to become.
we get another look at Jake Toulson, who leads all scores for the Wolverines right now with 11, and it was really his first half three-point shooting that got the Wolverines started early, and you can see the field goal shooting there in the first half. Wolverines 16 of 29 from the field, 55%. Grand Canyon with just 43, but really the big factor in why Grand Canyon got back into the ball game in that first half was that turnover mark. 14 turnovers by the Wolverines, and that was a lot of Milstead and Carlos Johnson getting after the perimeter. But the Wolverines bench picked up the slack as they outscored Grand Canyon 12-0 in that. Coach Marley trying to motivate his guys, get them going in this second half, because it really is going to be these first couple minutes, as you and I talked, Brandon, before the half. They're going to set the tone for the rest of this game and ultimately leading up into the conference tournament.
As always, it's a tale of two halves. Utah Valley, safe to say they won that first half. But we know that it takes two to win this game, and you can see a little bit more of a swag, a little bit more of an urgency coming out of this Grand Canyon team, out of the locker room here to start this second half. Alrighty, sports fans, second half is underway, second and final half, should there not be any need for overtime. And Connor Toulson gets a takeaway right out of the gate for Utah Valley. Utah Valley struggled as far as turnovers go in that first half. 14 turnovers to be exact. Connor Toulson trying to go at the rack with that left-handed layup, misses. Nice ball control and body control by Laver.
Tough shot there, a double pump fake off the bounce from a 7-footer.
Here comes Ben Nikwasa now. Utah Valley on top by 2. Connor Toulson with space with a 3. Rims off. Now Grand Canyon on the other side. Milstead gives way to Laver. Laver with the step back. And that's a splash down for the big 2-5, the Paisano. And Laver, who is a little bit silent in that first half, is already have 5 straight points to start off the second.
It gives Grand Canyon their first lead since early on in the ball game, and we're going to get Isaiah White stepping out of bounds. And this was not the start Coach Pope was looking for out of the timeout, and Laver right there, you see that beautiful stroke he has, almost a Mark Gasol-esque kind of look and play about him, that confidence there from the perimeter. And we saw the possession before. He can also put it on the ground and pull up for jumpers.
Which is also Mark Gasol. Right. But again, like you said, Holton, Utah Valley trailing for the first time. And there goes Mark Gasol Laver, if you will. Going to work, misses. Ball bouncing around like a popcorn machine. Finke puts it on the floor. He's going to drive, dish. Ben Nikwasa steps in to intercept. Nikwasa draws some contact, goes cross court to Jake Toulson. Wide open is Jake Toulson, and he'll bury that one. That's high percentage for number 2. Utah Valley retakes the lead, 46-44. I got my seatbelt on hold. I don't know about you. But if there's any indication of how the rest of this 17 minutes is going to go, this is going to be fun. Nice spin move. And the finish, Carlos Johnson. He and Milstead both tied 12 points apiece for Grand Canyon. And Jake Toulson leads all scorers with 14. Toulson now inlet low to Richard Harward. Big Rich going to work, getting really low. Draws the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line as he gets a foul called against Laver. Another look at that Jake Toulson three-pointer. He'll take those with at least 6 inches of space any day.
just continues to baffle me how he finds open looks. I mean, if number 2 is on the court at any time, you want to know where he is at, and he finds his spots. And of course, if you give him any room or daylight, he'll knock it down. Richard Harwood, big lift off the bench as Bailey still a little bit in foul trouble and turnover trouble. Kind of got him in that first half, and look to see a lot of Harwood and McDougal going down the stretch.
Harwood makes both of those free throws, and it was a pair of Harwood free throws that was the deciding factor against CBU for Utah Valley just last week. Laver going to try to go to work against Harwood offensively now. Laver looks for some help. Now gets the ball right back. Another pump fake, gathers his foot. Misses that jumper, and there's Harwood with the rebound. Jake Toulson going to keep it himself. Now Connor Toulson. Isaiah White to the key. Richard at the elbow. Harwood gives way. Connor Toulson with the quick trigger. Yes! 11 points now for Connor Toulson. He's in double digits. And he gets his hand on that ball. And they're going to get a foul call against Connor Toulson. That'll be his second personal. Talking about giving Jake Toulson some space. If you give Connor Toulson any space too, he'll knock it down as well.
Probably heard that term before, that teams can score in bunches, and that's kind of how it's been tonight. One goes down, quickly we get another 3, and just like that we got a 5-point game where Grand Canyon was just ahead a minute ago. We're getting a quick travel here by Carlos Johnson, who thought he got fouled as he was driving there, which forced his pivot foot to slide just slightly on that spin move.
One thing I've noticed, Connor Toulson, usually Clint Eastwood-esque, cool hand Luke, just very even keel. But tonight he's showing a lot of emotions. He's going and talking to the officials, and this is probably the most emotion I've really seen from Connor Toulson on the court. Wyatt Lowell now inlet to Richard Harwood. Harwood doing work, going low. Soft touch from the big fella. Easy for the big 5'5". 53-46, Utah Valley. Add a little more space. Laver again with that pump fake. Gives it back to Milstead. Milstead misses. Wyatt Lowell has had a little bit of a butterfinger hand so far in this game. Now Jake Toulson. Wyatt Lowell wide open. Misses. Milstead with a little over 15 minutes to play in regulation. Utah Valley with the quick hands, getting that one away from Finke. Here comes Ben DeQuassa. Connor Toulson for 3. Rimmed off, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for 3 free throws. Big Richard Harwood stepping up here in the second half. Getting low, doing work in the post. Nice turnaround floater in the key. Utah Valley on top, 53-46. Harwood now with 6 points. Utah Valley and Connor Toulson will be at the free throw line to shoot 3 when we return.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it. Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com.
You've got to come and see it in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Utah Valley right now riding a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes or so. And a lot of that has come courtesy of the three-point ball from Jake Toolson, Connor Toolson and company. And you can take a look, Utah Valley, single game three-pointers. As far as their games go, they're right on pace to go ahead and continue to be at that single game average. So far, they're 9 of 16. And we have plenty of time. And Connor Toolson will be at the free throw line to shoot 3. Toolson makes the first. Toolson been averaging about 13 points a game. And with that free throw, he hits his average. Well, you knew coming into this game it was going to take a team effort by Utah Valley or from Grand Canyon, either way. And so far, I mean, it's just virtually up and down the rosters for both teams. You have multiple guys in double digits. It's just limiting those mistakes. Utah Valley allowed Grand Canyon to get back into the game by having almost 2 times as many turnovers. And right now, out of the gate here in the second half, Grand Canyon's letting the door open for Utah Valley with their turnovers. As you can see, the turnover statistics right now, 15-9.
15 turnovers, but 15 assists as well to go along with those. And that, you mentioned how they score the ball so well as a team, and it's not just one guy. I know we mentioned Jake's name so often. Well, he's definitely the catalyst of it all, but they share the ball extremely well. They're unselfish, and that's across the board. No one's got an agenda out there, which makes it fun to play. And Frere with a rare uncontested layup there at the rim.
Frere with a lot of air underneath him. He just skied up for that one. 56-48. Richard Harward cross court to Connor Toolson with the pump fake. Gathers his foot. Connor Toolson for 3. Richard Harward with the tip. Puts it back up and in. And draws another foul. This one's going to go against Laver.
Right now they're just wearing Grand Canyon out on the rebounding game as they've got Richard Harward to throw at him, Connor McDougal and Bailey Stills. We see Wyatt get a first hand on there, and then Richard going in there to clean it up.
Richard Harward misses the first free throw. Again, this is the battle tonight for this number 2 spot heading into the conference tournament next week in Las Vegas as Harward makes the second free throw. And more oftentimes than not, I mean, these two teams end up finding each other in the postseason. So we'll see how everything shakes out. As of right now, again, 57-48, Utah Valley lead. Grand Canyon trying to charge their way back. Carlos Johnson travels again. Good job by the Wolverine defense pulling out the chair from behind him. Isaiah White, TJ Washington. Now to Richard Harward. I'm sure Laver wouldn't mind if he pulled up from there. And another foul call in the post against Laver.
You can see the frustration right now as Richard Harward is just too strong for Laver right now in the post. As Laver is going to get a quick substitution here, and they're now going to switch Finke out onto Richard Harward, which get a quick offensive foul here on Isaiah White with a legal screen, but Finke gives up a lot of mass down low in the post going against Richard Harward.
This is just fun, isn't it? Two teams, very, very close. Just going at it. 57-48, 13:40 to play. Finke being guarded by Wyatt Lowell. Now the switch, Isaiah White, Frere. Grand Canyon scrambling for it. Jackson misses. Ball bouncing all over the place. Connor Toolson comes up with the rebound for Utah Valley. Gives away to TJ Washington. Isaiah White, and an easy offensive call for the officials.
2 quick offensive foul calls against Isaiah White. Is tough call there. It looks like Milstead was still sliding there as Isaiah White made his move to the rim, but nonetheless, a quick second foul call, and that brings Jake Toulson up right off the bench.
Foul's going to go against TJ Washington, and that'll send Milstead to the line. Utah Valley tonight, Holton has been to the free throw line 13 times. That miss was only the 7th attempt so far that Grand Canyon has gotten to the line.
But I haven't felt like it's been called unfairly or the whistle has gone one way. It's just Grand Canyon settled for a lot of outside shooting. A little confusion there on who's supposed to come out as Jake stepped in.
Now the crowd really starting to get into it. But Milstead and these Grand Canyon players play in one of the loudest arenas in the country, so they're used to it. Nice pass. Toulson trying to get the layup. No call. Wyatt Lowell gets the rebound. And a fresh shot clock. No fresh shot clock, excuse me. They said it hit the backboard. Bendequasa going to step into a 3. He's going to miss. And Wyatt Lowell's going to get the rebound. And that one's going to go against Finke. That'll be his second personal. And Tim Finke will check in. Michael, Tim, brothers?
Gotta be. From the same Champaign, Illinois. I don't know how many Finkes come out of Champaign, Illinois.
Jake Toulson. Wyatt Lowell, quick trigger. Banks it in! Wyatt with the smile, knowing he'll take it. 60-49. And Bailey Steele set to check back in for Utah Valley. Now there's Grand Canyon on the other side. Baseline jumper, no good by Grand Canyon. Rebounded by Toulson. Here comes Utah Valley.
The life out of Grand Canyon is just gone, and you can always kind of tell when the coach goes to the bench and he's one that usually stands up and is very active, and Coach Marley's on the bench and the team kind of follows there. As all energy and life is kind of out of this group.
Nequasa now with 10 on the shot clock. Poor pass. Grand Canyon was all over that one. Good ball movement by the Lopes. Big size mismatch down low. Finke gets fouled by Ben Nequasa. And the big man will be at the free throw line. When we come back from break, it'll be Lopes free throws, but not before. Wyatt Lowell opens the bank on a little late night here in Orem, Utah. 60-49, Wolverines on top.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
Alessandro Leyva right now on the bench after picking up a couple fouls. But he has 14 points on the night, and he was WAC Freshman of the Year last year. Right now into sophomore season, you can see he's virtually almost the same. Just providing another huge spark plug for this Grand Canyon team off the bench. Whenever Coach Marley calls upon his name to start even, he just does whatever he can. And tonight, a little bit frustrated trying to handle Richard Harward.
That was also quite the list of individuals, as you know, Pascal Siakam being one of those, and right now averaging a double-double for the Toronto Raptors. So quite the list, a prestigious group to be with.
Finke makes the first free throw. It's only Finke's 7th points on the night. A little bit quiet so far, but then again, the other night he exploded for over 20 points in the second half alone. So we know his capabilities. (60-51), Utah Valley on top. Bailey Steele with it at the key. Looking for somebody to give it to. Kind of gives back to Ben DeQuasson. You can see a little bit more intensity on the defensive side of things from Grand Canyon after that timeout. 6 on the shot clock. Alley-oop! Grand Canyon with an opportunity to trim down the Utah Valley lead. Nice drive and dish. Somehow saved. Grand Canyon again, nice, easy jump shot. That one by Drexel.
And again, they're doing just enough to continue to be dangerous in this ball game. Now nearly just a 2-possession game, as the Wolverines had extended that lead to 12 at one point.
Bailey Steele gonna go to work against Finke. Bailey Steele with the fadeaway. Not the best of looks. And again, Grand Canyon has an opportunity to bring this one even closer. 60-53, Utah Valley lead. TJ Washington gets a hand on it. TJ Washington, nice easy layup. It's a good old-fashioned pickpocket right there.
Terrific extra effort by him to kind of chase that handoff, and was able to do enough to get a hand in there and take it the other way.
Finke with that step back, misses. Utah Valley with the rebound. Jake Toulson splits the lane, reverse layup, misses. Drexel with the ball on the floor. Nice pump fake, brings it back up, misses. Bailey Steele with the rebound. And a quick whistle from the official. TJ Washington again with his quick hands. Nice easy finish. Bailey Steele takes a breather. Only 2 points, but he's got 7 rebounds. Helping Utah Valley win that rebounding battle. 29-23 so far. Toulson to Naquasan. 16 on the shot clock. Inlet to Harward. Harward being double teamed, puts it on the floor, splits the defense, gets it to fall. Richard Harward growing right before our eyes. That might have been the best move he's ever made.
Terrific recognition by him for the step through to get past the double team.
TJ Washington comes in, gets a foul. Big Richard Harward, 9 points. Somehow was able to get enough strength behind that bad boy to fall. Laver at the line to shoot. And that's TJ Washington's 4th personal foul. With a little over 8 minutes to play, that could be a little costly. I don't know how to say consistent in Italian, but for those that speak Italian, that's exactly what Alessandro has been. Leading all scorers now with 15 points is Laver. 64-54, Utah Valley still with that 10-point lead. Give Richard Harwood, nice extra pass to Isaiah White. Good defense by Grand Canyon. Here comes Milstead. Milstead from the free throw line. Short. Ben Nakwasa with the rebound for Utah Valley. Connor Toulson with acres of space. Misses. Isaiah White couldn't get the rebound. Drexel splits the defense. Misses the layup. And they're going to call a foul against Jake Toulson. I beg your pardon. One official pointed to Jake Toulson, the other one pointed to Drexel. It will be against Drexel, and Toulson will go to the line to shoot 1-on-1. Jake Toulson. Assistant for baby Gus. Jake Toulson celebrating a birthday yesterday, sharing a birthday with Shaquille O'Neal.
Thank heavens he doesn't shoot free throws like it.
Jake Toulson makes both free throws. Jake Toulson now with 16 points, 5 of 10 from the floor, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. And a turnover by the Lopes. That'll take us to media timeout. Utah Valley on top by 12. 8 minutes left to play. Lots of basketball left. We'll be right back with more right here on UVU TV and the WAC Sports Digital Network.
Eyes on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garf Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garf Volkswagen.
We hear you.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Utah Valley holding on top to a 66-54 lead with about 8 minutes left to play in regulation. Utah Valley and Grand Canyon, 2 of 3 WAC teams in the Ken Palm Top 100. Also in the NET, the net rankings as well. If you take a look, Utah Valley right there, 98, representing the WAC. And this has been one of the best conference seasons overall that the WAC has had. They're going to end up finishing above 500, one of the few mid-major conferences to do so. And Utah Valley is a big part of that.
WAC is definitely, it continues to grow as it's rebuilt itself, right? Before all of the changes and different, teams that have left and now new teams that have come, and these new teams are starting to continue to build and grow, and it's a lot of fun to see.
66-54, Utah Valley on top. Richard Harwood gives way to Jake Toulson. Toulson taking himself in the corner, now goes baseline. Extra pass, Isaiah White for 3. Got it! Haven't called Isaiah White's name in a while. That's his 5th point. what gives Utah Valley a 69-54 lead. Drexel comes right back to answer with a mid-range jumper. Good levitation.
It's sad to say almost, Grand Canyon right now needs to start playing to fix the score, because again, this game will ripple effect almost through the league as Connor Toulson gets another one to go, but you know, they don't want to leave this arena down by 15 or more, because definitely puts another target on their back that they're definitely beatable going into the tournament, as Wolverines definitely want to send that message.
Laver misses. And a foul coming in on Matt Jackson from behind. Connor Toulson, nice composure, good footwork to get that one to kiss off the glass. Slam cam, backboard cam, great new addition to our squad here this 2018-2019 season. Richard Harward again at the free throw line. Now you mentioned Grand Canyon not wanting to leave here trailing by a big margin. Momentum is so key going into this conference tournament, and they finish up conference play on Saturday in Seattle, where Seattle has been a completely different team. They've been hot as of late, winning a handful of games back-to-back, and Coach Hayford has been able to turn that team around here in the second half of this conference season. And you know, if you're Coach Marley, you don't want to lose 2 in a row going into conference play as Harward misses the second.
Okay, you don't want it to necessarily become a habit as you're trying to win and make a run going into the tournament here, but we're going to get another turnover. This time an offensive foul call there on Frere. An illegal screen, a nice job of settling that by TJ Washington.
I think one of the reasons why TJ Washington lets his hair grow a little bit longer is it helps exaggerate plays like that for him.
Looked like he got in a vicious car crash on that one. He's going to need a chiropractor after.
TJ Washington yoking up some clock here. Jake Toulson trying to go down low to big Richard Harward, forced that one a little bit. Yeah, here comes Finke and Grand Canyon. Laver going to work against big Richard Harward. Offensive foul against number 25. That'll be his 4th personal foul. You see him drop that shoulder. It takes a lot to move Richard Harward. It's a very quick whistle by the officials. Six minutes to play in regulation. 72-56. Wolverines on top of the Lopes. It looks like this might be a pattern for every offensive possession for Utah Valley to try and wind down the clock as much as they can, but yet still try and get an effective offensive possession. Harward, 5 seconds on the clock, got to go to work. Left-handed hook, right-handed hook shot, excuse me. Just as good though. He's pumped up about it.
Laver just looks around for, like, going to get a double team soon, as it's happened time and time again as we get a nice jump shot there by Trey.
Harward again in double digits. One of 3 Wolverines on the court right now. Both Toulsons and Harward, 16, 16, and 12 respectively. TJ Washington dancing all over. There's Jake Toulson for 3. Yes! He's got a little giddy up in his step after that one. 19 points, 6 of 11 from the floor.
Makes it a 19-point ball game.
TJ Washington getting involved. Carlos Johnson with the step back 3-pointer, and he answers. The Lopes aren't going to go down without a fight.
Just that it may be a little too late.
Jake Toolson, 3 rebounds, 3 assists away from a triple-double. 11 on the clock. Toolson stutter steps, gives way to Connor Toolson. Good defense by the Lobes. Carlos Johnson gets rid of it. Right back in the hands of TJ Washington, who's told to slow it down for Coach Pope. Let the crowd get behind him a little bit here and soak it in. President Tumenez at the bottom of your screen jumping up and down. Look at that. You don't see a university president doing that every day. 9 on the clock. Connor Toolson. He's going to pull a Richard Harlan with the right-handed hook shot.
Things just continue to unwind for Grand Canyon, and that'll be TJ Washington's 5th foul call. Thought maybe we were going to get an offensive foul call on Labor.
Jake Toolson, wide open three-pointer. He'll bury that one. He's got a little pep in his step, doing it for baby Gus. Connor Toolson right on the other end. Skyhook, 79-61, Utah Valley on top.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's 1 death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends. Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
Before you even think about buying a new truck or SUV, you've got to check out MurdochChev.com. You'll be glad you did.
We've got huge discounts on all 2018 models, and you're going to love the 2019 Silverado. Only at Murdoch Chevrolet in Logan and Woods Cross. You've got to come and see us.
79-61, Wolverines on top of the Lopes of Grand Canyon. Again, this was the battle for second place for the second seed, the number 2 seed heading into this conference tournament next week. Utah Valley, they stay here this weekend as they host CSU Bakersfield on Saturday, and then the WAC tournament next week in WAC Vegas. Meanwhile, the Lopes for Grand Canyon, they will head up to the Pacific Northwest to take on the Redhawks of Seattle U.
Goes by quick. The season goes by quick.
With the season that Utah Valley has had, you definitely know that Utah Valley will be playing postseason basketball. We just don't know where. You know, both of these teams have every chance to win this conference tournament. We've seen Utah Valley and how they've played New Mexico State, and we know that New Mexico State is not this giant that cannot be stopped. I mean, Utah Valley had a 12-point lead on them at one point. Barely lost to them both times. We know that they're beatable. But anything goes in conference play as Drexel makes both free throws. Nothing's better than March basketball.
For any sports fan, really, if you're a fan of basketball or you favor football, whatever it is, it's hard not to get into filling out a bracket and the excitement of all the upsets and what goes on.
Almost a careless turnover. Still fell in favor of the Wolverines. (79-63) Utah Valley lead. 6 on the shot clock for Nequasa. And it'll be 4 on the shot clock for Utah Valley as they get the ball at their own baseline. Toolson's got to put it up. And that does not get up quick enough, nor does it touch iron. Less than 3 minutes to play. Finke. Step back three-pointer. Missing. Johnson, good job. He's boxing out for the rebound. Drexel for Grand Canyon. Now down to Finke. Finke drives, puts it up and in. 65-79. We've talked a lot about this Utah Valley team, this Utah Valley program, especially under Coach Pope. Holton, back-to-back 20-plus seasons, 20-plus win seasons, I beg your pardon. Richard Harward throwing it down. Baseline drive for 55. Me oh my. That might as well just put an exclamation point on this game, Holton.
Yes, it does. As Labor just can't believe what he's been the victim of tonight, as Richard Howard's put on a clinic of moves down on the post and scored in a variety of ways. And as you said, he just continues to get better.
One of the best stories in college sports right now. And big Richard Howard, they're going to try and give it to him again, but he unselfishly gives it back up. Connor Toulson, now Isaiah White, desperation shot, rims off. And 70 seconds separate the Wolverines from win number 22 on the season. And Harward gets called for the foul, and Drexel will go to the line to finish the three-point play. Looks like Jake Toulson's night will be done. Same with Isaiah White. This will be a big-time victory. But you talk, to finish up that thought, for this program, we talk about trying to take that next step, trying to beat a team like Grand Canyon. Now, they've been a big thorn in Utah Valley's side, but this has to be something that Coach Pope has to be proud of with his team. But ultimately, they got to finish it off next week.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A long three-point shot there is the back-to-back 20-win seasons, and but it comes down to winning championships, right? We hear it over and over again, and this battle for who are the best players in the NBA, and as they continue to develop here and the program continues, the 20-win seasons and those things are nice, but it only matters if you're the champion, right? And it matters putting banners up around the stadium to continue to make a statement in names, and wait for these guys to do it again. A big win, but it's still a battle for second place, and so you want to see that continue to grow and it'll be a battle for a championship, and they're going to have that opportunity next week.
Now, they can't overlook Bakersfield either on Saturday. Now, we know what Bakersfield can do, and we know that Utah Valley, the last time that they played Bakersfield in California, they lost on a last-second shot.
And Bakersfield, a team that kind of surprised me how they've slipped off of the second half of the conference play, as they started off hot with neck and neck with New Mexico State as the top team. And has lost of late as they struggle to score, and I think that's what the Wolverines will definitely take advantage of. And what we saw tonight is the Wolverines are going to put up 82 points to finish this out.
And with the shot clock off, as time goes down, we'll let the crowd finish this off for you. Utah Valley will get win number 22 on the season. Coach Pope shakes hands and pleasantries with the GCU staff. Final score from Orem, Utah, 82-70. Wolverines are victorious tonight and have put themselves in a fantastic position for that number 2 seed heading into that conference tournament next week.
And as of right now, with the standings, I believe the number 2 seed puts them playing either UMKC, or, I mean, it's a mix, UMKC or Seattle U, I believe.
And we know from previous experience that neither of those teams are pushovers. UMKC and UTRGV, all these teams have signature wins on the season. But Alexa is now with Jake Toulson. Alexa, take it away.
All right, Jake, will you talk about what it took to bring home this big win tonight?
It took every single one of us. It was a great game. We all played hard, and we loved the crowd that came out and supported us. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
The birthday boy, Jake Toulson, a man of many, many words. Always gracious and thankful for the fans that come out and support. And Jake Toulson again continues to further himself in the conversation for the Conference Player of the Year. And it looks like Alexa now will have Coach Pope. Alexa.
All students are invited to attend tonight's free event. Squid cookies. Great students stick around for a great time. It's 7 bites of the presidential.
All right, Coach, talk a little bit about clinching the second place in the league for the second year in a row.
Well, we're really proud of that. These guys have kind of shocked everybody in basketball with what they've been able to accomplish in what people said was going to be a rebound year. Our seniors are so special. So please come back Saturday night so we can honor these seniors. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's go Wolverines!
Thanks, Coach.
Coach Pope, if you couldn't tell by that, was jazzed. He was excited. He was stoked. And there's 82 reasons to be tonight. 82-70 is your final score. Utah Valley continues to be victorious, continues to add on to an already impressive season, but they've got one more game on Saturday. You can watch that here